Hey everybody, welcome to the Shelter Home Memorial Day weekend. Got to say it's been a long weekend, but it's been a good one. Man, I didn't know it could get so cold in West Virginia in May, the end of May. Normally we're all up there sweating and burning up and can't get enough water or ice, but man, it was had a fire outside all day long while we were up there. Heaters going in the back of the lean-to or the shelter. Kind of brings a redundancy or kind of a pun to the shelter hole. All my aunts and uncles were kind of in the back. If this was the shelter here and up there was like the front, well, back here in the back corner, they had a bunch of chairs and Tony had a heater that he had back there for them. They're all wrapped up in blankets. Tony, man, you did a great job. Thank you so much for hosting that every other year. Jeff Garrett, Dr. Jeff Garrett, Pastor Jeff Garrett from Proctorville, Ohio, who actually, he is a professor at Marshall University. Thank you so much. My heart, brother, cannot thank you enough. My family, my sister, who we prayed for, cannot thank you enough for making the trip over there. Please tell your wife I said thank you. It was a joy meeting her and your grandkids. And I hope, brother, that in 2023, that your family, your sisters, brother-in-laws, your grandkids, they can all come and be part of that with us. We would love to get to know your family, your greater family as a whole, even deeper and better. You and I went to school together, played football together, but still yet, brother, I mean, I will tell you, everybody in the YouTube world, Jeff's dad used to pastor. Jeff pastors is a wonderful, wonderful man of God. Dude, he can preach. They are doing a great thing there in Proctorville. But anyway, just a quick shout out to all my cousins, everybody that made it. Rich, Michelle, we're so sorry you guys couldn't be there. We missed some of Jane and Blake's family, missed some of Sally's family. Philip's family, we missed them. That some of them didn't come. But it's just a great time. And we do it every other year because we kind of give everybody that other year to do things on their own with their families. I hope that this will continue to be a thing. Evie and I aren't even able. There's been years that we haven't been able to be there. Jason and Cynthia, we missed you guys as well. But there is just something about that heritage that's in those mountains, especially with Grandpa Dyke, Uncle Deidi Garrett, who baptized devil ants. And I found out that Jeff's great-great-grandfather, or Jeff's great-grandfather, and my great-grandfather were brothers. And the way it all works out is that we're somewhere down the line we're all kin. And no West Virginia jokes. You make my wife mad, so please hold those to yourself. Just a wonderful bunch of people. And it was so amazing that when we were praying for Dee there, that it was so quiet. And as Jeff and I spoke and prayed, you could kind of hear it echoing up and down Garrett's Fork. And it just reminded me of how my grandmother used to tell me that when Uncle Dyke would preach at the mouth of Garrett's Fork, you could hear him all the way so far up in a mile or so up into Garrett's Fork. And I always wondered how that could happen because, all the noises we have today with airplanes and cars or this or that or the other. But it was so quiet. And it made perfect sense then how that could happen. So again, Jeff, thank you so much for coming over. Tony, again, thank you so much for making all that happen. Anita, Joanne, everybody that had a part in that and making it happen. it was awesome. There was a lot of people who came by there who weren't necessarily Garrett family, but were family on my mom's side. My aunt Barbara came over, and her daughter Robin came over to see Dee. We had several folks like that that stopped by, and we loved it. I mean, we love to see friends and family. That's what it's all about. We get away from that. We're so wrapped up in our cell phones and the internet and our games on TV that we forget to slow down and say, hey, man, this is family. And it means a lot. It really, really does. The shelter hole has some big things coming. And I will tell you this, that you're going to be seeing probably some 30-minute things here and there. We've got some stuff coming out that Chase and Chad and I did a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be over several weeks. But I've got some things I've got 2 shows that are going to take a lot of planning. And these are shows that you can't have anything go wrong. Now, Chad and I have experienced things where we recorded. You'll see on there, there's on my YouTube channel, you'll see some shelter hole on there, episodes where it's just audio. Well, what happened was we both had cameras rolling, and when we got done an hour and 45 minutes later, we didn't have any video. We had the audio, but we didn't have video. Bill Shell came up from South Carolina 3 or 4 weeks ago. We sat here and recorded. Bill was on a time crunch, had to get back to Greenville, South Carolina. And when we got done, we realized we had video, we didn't have any audio. So that one we couldn't do anything with. So I've got Bill coming back. I'm either going to have Bill come back, or I'm going to go to Greenville and redo that one. However, the interview with Bill is mine and Bill's relationship with the Lord and guys that we were in a small group with, and the church we went to together, and trips to different Promise Keeper events. That's something that I can reshoot if it didn't come off. But with the ones that we've got, the next 2 or 3 that we've got coming up, or I've got coming up through the shelter hole, I cannot have any mistakes. It's got to come off without any hitches, because these aren't redos. These aren't interviews that you get into for an hour and a half or 2 hours and you say, oh, well, this didn't work, and then you back up and redo it. It's not that type of interviews. So we're trying to work out to make sure that for a couple of these that we have Chase on site, Shelby's on site if we can, and I know that Evie would love it because that means Hannah would be here, and have Chad here. There are pre-interviews that have to be done. There is script writing, not that we follow a script, but to kind of give us guidance of where we're going. Because anybody that knows YouTube that has done them knows that these videos, it's like a living organism. It just kind of morphs itself, or grows or declines or goes wherever it wants to at times. And it's a good thing sometimes that they're not live, that they can be edited. I know some guys are starting to go live now. I'm not that brave, because a lot of times I'll say things or say things that I mean well, but I probably shouldn't say them. I'm not the only one out there that does that. So we have that in the plan. So my 30-minute things are going to be scriptural based. I really feel like maybe God's leading me into like an evangelism type thing. I just got to keep praying about it and see where He leads me. Also, I'm looking at, I've always wanted to do veterans who have become entrepreneurs, whether they're scriptural or whether they're Christians or believers in God or not. On that side of it, that's not a big deal to me. Because with that, I want to encourage other veterans to be entrepreneurs. And if they're out there struggling and not sure what direction to take, or am I the only one that struggles with this, or how do I do that? Or, man, what happened what did this guy do when this happened? So My Uncle Dan is one of those very, very successful entrepreneurs, and where I'm close to my Uncle Dan. He's actually my mentor, and the reason why I came to Charlotte and started my own business and had it here for 10 years. I was very successful. He was my mentor. And Dan, I know that some of the struggles that Dan had through developing his business, and I think that a lot of people might be able to, benefit from those as well, knowing that he kept the path, stayed the course, and it paid off in the long run for him in a huge way. So that's one. So I'll be traveling to South Carolina for that. I'll be traveling to Proctorville probably. I'm hoping to go to Proctorville, Ohio to interview Jeff. We're trying to bring some of the folks here. In the summertime, this right here gets really hot, folks. It just happens to be really cool this weekend. Where my phone would have already, I'm doing this on my phone, where my phone would have already overheated and cut off. But once I get my building out back, the plans are to make this, I just talked to Evie about it today, is to make this third section of my garage, is to make this my studio. And we just have to figure out a way to get some HVAC out here. I can't connect it to the house HVAC, that's out of code. And I don't want to do that, but there are other ways that I can get some, I can cool and heat this with, and make it comfortable out here to actually have the shelter hole sit here. However, Chad and I just bought a pack out system to put all my cameras and all my electronic equipment and stuff in. Chad looked it over. He liked it, so I think we're gonna get Chad set to where he can do that with his stuff as well. It's watertight. Anyway, why I'm telling you this part is we need your help. We're all volunteers. We all have full-time jobs, and it takes money to do these. If you like what you're seeing, if you like the content, if you believe in what we're doing, and you'd like to be a part of it, it's not about one person supporting the whole thing. You can do that by going to go to locals.com, download locals.com, create an account there, or subscribe to Forerunner Productions. And when you do that, you can give to Forerunner Productions and the shelter hole, because Chad and Forerunner actually produce my stuff. All the camera equipment, all the traveling, everything that we do, we run it at a deficit. We're not making any money, but it would help if we had more people, getting on board to help support us. And we believe that we're bringing a content to folks that not everybody's doing. So we're very excited about a lot of the shows that we've got coming to you. That I think you're going to get a lot of help out of, and you're going to see that it's going to be one of those things where you're going to see how God's love, prayer, consistency, faith, that all these things, God's grace, mercy, love, that hurt and despair, to try to figure out who and when, all these things come together and how God works. So I'm very excited about a lot of that. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to The Shelter Hole. Go to YouTube and subscribe to Forerunner Productions. We are also on Podbean. We are on locals.com. We are on Instagram. My Facebook channel is John Shelter Hole Garrett. I'm pretty sure Chad's is under Forerunner Productions. So there's many different avenues that, and listen, if you go on and friend me on Facebook, you're not going to see anything political. I'm done with that. My Facebook site now is all about inspiration, encouragement, and just trying to use it to spread the love and the gospel of Christ. So, but anyway, we would love to, if you would support us. And a big way you can do that is by going to YouTube and hitting like and subscribe, going to locals.com and subscribing to Forerunner Productions, because the more subscribers Chad has there at on locals.com, it's one of the things where the more subscribers you have, it opens up more opportunity and different things to Chad that he can do with Forerunners through Locals. So we really appreciate that, and like and subscribe on Forerunner Productions at youtube.com as well. We really appreciate all that you guys are doing. I'm so thankful, Garrett family, that God blessed everybody. I trust that everybody had a safe trip home. Hit me up on Facebook or leave a message on YouTube if there's content or something you'd like to see. If you know of a veteran out there who you think who has his own business and has been successful, and especially if he's a man of God, please, and that's not a requirement, by the way, but I mean, it just makes it even more special. Private message me and let's talk and let me, maybe you can get me in touch with this person. But anyway, if there's content that you guys would like to see, please hit me up. Let me know, leave a message, like and subscribe on YouTube, leave us a comment. That's a big deal. Tell all your friends about it. As many subscribers as we can get on those channels, that really helps, because then once you get to so many, then you start getting advertisement money, and without ever giving a dime, just by you helping us do that and turning us on to your friends, and your friends liking and subscribing, man, it can be huge. So anyway, and make sure you hit the bell. That way you'll be notified whenever we have new content. Also, I'd like to say thank you to Chris Marshall. Chris made this flag behind me. If you're interested in something like this, hit me up, private message me. I can get you in touch with Chris. He's the one that does those. They're very, very reasonable reasonably priced. He does a great job with them. He actually does it kind of as a hobby, but man, he's really good. He's very, very talented. I've seen some of the art that he does. I'm like, man, I don't know why you're working a full-time job. I mean, because you're very talented at what you do. But thanks again, Chris, for what you do and for making the sign for me, man. I do appreciate it. Chris is an old West Virginia boy, and I've known him for years here in Charlotte. He's a great guy. Anyway, guys, this is a shelter home. Bugs are getting after me out here. See, now you know why I got to have a HVAC system in here, so y'all don't see me swatting flies. But anyway, God bless you. Thank you, family. Rich, Michelle, girls, I'm so sorry you all couldn't be there this year. Maybe 2023, we'll be able to get you guys over from Germany. Things will be settled down a little bit. So anyway, God bless everybody. We had prayed that God would lead you. If God led you to support us, that you would. We hate to ask for money, but you know what? That's how things get done. But anyway, God loves you. We love you. The shelter holds out.